Hi folks, welcome to my kitchen. My name is Jimbo Snyder, and this is Jimbo's Kitchen Know-How, based on things that you probably don't know or probably you haven't heard about. Today it's going to be about kitchen equipment. I don't want to get into a lot of details about it, but there are a couple of things that you might not think about that you need. This is for those of you who are just starting out and you kind of have some questions about what do I really need, what do I don't need, and all this kind of stuff. When it comes to pots and pans, I'm not going to get into what specifics you need, but you go to Walmart or any place that sells pots and pans, you can buy a case, and it just about has everything you need. It'll have frying pans and pots, small pot, large pot, and stuff like that. When you're first starting out and you don't have a lot of money, just buy what you can afford. And then as you need them, you can start adding things, individual pots and pans. About pots and pans, there are a couple of things I want to warn you about. This is a very good one. This came from a case of Cuisinart that I was able to buy. These are very expensive, but you're going to find pots and pans out there that have this coating on it. It's supposed to be non-stick. The one thing I want you to warn you about is do not, I repeat, do not use cooking spray like Pam on these pots. I've been in business 40 years, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't know this until just a couple of years ago. I found that you don't use cooking spray on them. Well, I've been using cooking spray on these, and it took me a while to get that chemical off. It has some kind of residue, and it's not like it was when it was new, but obviously I can still use it. The other thing is, don't buy a frying pan that has sides that go straight up and down. Always, in every kitchen, commercial kitchen, you won't find pots and pans like that. You'll find a pot, obviously, has a straight side, but all the frying pans that I've ever worked with are curved like this. And the reason for that is, a lot of times in our kitchens, we can use a technique and we can actually turn the product over without using a spatula or anything. And I suggest you learn how to do that. And it takes a little bit of technique to it. One of the things, you've seen this on television, those non-stick pans and stuff like that. They're relatively cheap. I bought this one just to see what they're like. It costs, I think, $20 or something like that. And it's a good pan to learn how to flip things like eggs and pancakes or other different products you want to learn how to cook, flip. And it's a good thing to practice on. Trust me, when I first started out in this business, I put a lot of products on the floor trying to flip them, or on the counter or on the stove and stuff like that. But it's just a quick move like that. It hits the side and you can flip things with it. So that's about all I'm going to say about pots and pans. As you get going in the kitchen, you're going to find what you need, and you'll go out and buy it and stuff like that. You'll inherit a lot of stuff, and you'll get a lot of stuff from aunts, uncles, cousins, in-laws, outlaws, and other people that have either died, moved on, or they've got extra stuff. So, not going to say anything about that. Some other things I think that you got to have in a kitchen, and that's a scale. I suggest a good digital scale. This one I really like. So I was looking for the name brand of it, and I turned it over. You're not going to believe this, but it says electronic scale. The model number is EK5065. Now, obviously, EK stands for electronic kitchen. Oh well. Anyway, that's a good one to have. I use these a lot when I'm portioning products like hamburger patties or different things like that. I'm cutting out steaks, and I'll put them on a scale and make sure they're the size I'm looking for. rubber spatula, just for scraping things out when you're making something. Slotted spoon, solid spoon. These are for cooking. I suggest you use you can't find these. I have searched and searched for these. I'm lucky to have them. But anyway, you're going to need something to cook with. So that's all this is. And you're going to need tongs. Recommend a good set of tongs. Before you buy them and walk in the store, make sure you try them out. And you're going to find that some of them, the springs in them are pretty tough. It's hard to utilize. This is a professional tong. It came out of Restaurant Supply. If you have a restaurant supply in your house, restaurant equipment company, supply company, whatever, you can go in there and get a lot of these items, and although they might appear to be a little expensive, what they'll do is they'll sell in the restaurants at one price, they'll sell at retail at another price. But anyway, you can find some very good equipment that will last you. The other thing I recommend are thermometers. This is a meat thermometer that you can stick in a product and bring it up to whatever temperature you want. I'm not going to get into what temperature you should cook something. They recommend certain things at 165 degrees and stuff like that. But later on we'll get into how to cook a steak, how to know what doneness it is, whether it's rare, medium, well done, and stuff like that. And then I strongly recommend a pocket thermometer. And these you can use to test your ovens to see not your oven, well, kind of. Anyway, refrigerators to see how cold they are, make sure they're up to temperature. You can stick these into certain meat, just like when you're cooking something. I just think these things are great. I use them every day. And the other thing, get a really good wrap. You've got to cover everything in your kitchen. The only thing you don't have to cover is probably a product that's already covered, or a fruit or vegetable that hasn't been sliced. But always cover them. And this is stretch tight. It comes from Costco. You can buy it on Amazon. Comes two at 750 square feet, whatever that means. It's 12 inches long. And I don't use the cutter on these things. I use a sharp knife. And when I cut something, I'll take that knife and cut it with a knife. It's just easier for me to do that. Trying to use that cutter that's on a box, as far as I'm concerned, is worthless. So that's about really all I've got on kitchen equipment. I've got a list on my Facebook page, Jimbo's Kitchen Know-How, etc. And if you go there, you can see a list of certain things that I might not have discussed or brought up. But give it a try. And, when you get into this, you're going to add things and you're going to inherit things. Over the years, I've got so much stuff in here. I'll be honest with you, I'd suggest you're going to end up with it too. And I gave a whole bunch to my kids and everything. I've given them away and stuff like that. But just don't clutter yourself. Keep it to a minimum. You're going to come up with all kind of gadgets to buy and stuff like that. Really think about it. And if you want to use it, go ahead and have fun with it. That's about all I got to say about that. So I hope you guys have a great day and be safe.